What's up everyone, welcome back to MMA Buzz. The MMA world is buzzing after talks of a potential Alex Pereira versus Carlos Ulberg fight surfaced, shaking up the light heavyweight division. Fans and analysts are split on this matchup. Some believe Ulberg is the more technical striker, while others argue Pereira's explosive knockout power makes him nearly unbeatable. During a recent podcast, Renato Moicano and Gilbert Burns broke down the matchup, emphasizing that Ulberg's striking is cleaner and more methodical, whereas Pereira possesses that rare, fight-ending power that can change everything in seconds. With Pereira teasing a move to heavyweight, speculation has also emerged about a possible interim light heavyweight title fight between Jiří Procházka and Carlos Ulberg, though nothing has been confirmed yet. Meanwhile, Magomed Ankalaev's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, downplayed any personal animosity between Ankalaev and Pereira, claiming that most of the tension fans witnessed was just fight promotion. However, Pereira hasn't let up, continuing to mock Ankalaev on social media and keeping the rivalry alive. Fans are now debating what's next for Poatan. Should he defend his title against Ulberg in a technical battle of elite strikers, or should he move up to heavyweight in pursuit of becoming a three-division champion, something never done before in UFC history? On the podcast, Burns and Moicano continued their debate. "I don't think he beats Pereira," one said. "Why not?" replied the other. "I think Ulberg's going to be too technical for him," came the answer. Their exchange highlighted how even top fighters are divided. Ulberg may be the only one in the division capable of standing toe-to-toe with Pereira on the feet, yet his name doesn't carry the same star power to sell massive pay-per-view events. As the discussion wrapped up, the hosts floated other matchmaking ideas, possibly Procházka versus Ulberg for an interim belt, and Ankalaev versus Khalil Roundtree as a high-stakes contender fight. Regardless of how it plays out, one thing is certain: the light heavyweight division is heating up again, and every move Pereira makes has the MMA world watching closely. Before moving on to the next news, we have a quick request for you. We're always working to improve our content and truly value your support. If you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon, it would mean a lot to us. Move on to another news. Conor McGregor has officially been suspended for 18 months under the UFC's anti-doping policy after failing to provide accurate whereabouts information on 3 separate occasions throughout 2024. According to the Combat Sports Authority (CAA) regulations, missing 3 scheduled testing check-ins within a 12-month period counts as a whereabouts violation, equivalent to a failed drug test. As a result, McGregor will remain ineligible to compete until March 20th, 2026. Initially, the penalty was set at 24 months, but it was reduced to 18 after investigators confirmed that McGregor was recovering from injury and not actively training for a fight during the missed testing period. Reports also indicate that the Irish superstar fully cooperated with the inquiry, took responsibility for his mistakes, and provided detailed explanations that helped clarify why he missed tests. This development directly impacts McGregor's long-rumored fight with Michael Chandler. Despite McGregor's repeated public claims that the fight was already signed and confirmed, insiders say it's highly unlikely the UFC had issued an official bout agreement. The organization rarely finalizes fight contracts more than a year in advance, especially for athletes currently under suspension. Interestingly, McGregor could still appear on the UFC White House card expected to take place in July 2026, once his suspension expires. MMA analyst Chael Sonnen broke down the situation in detail, explaining how the whereabouts system works and why it often becomes a challenge for high-profile fighters like McGregor. According to Sonnen, when you're part of the testing pool, you must declare your location 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, with no exceptions. For most athletes, that's manageable, but McGregor's lifestyle is anything but ordinary. He's constantly traveling, promoting, filming and training in multiple countries, which makes compliance extremely difficult. Sonnen emphasized that while the rule is standard for all fighters, McGregor's unique schedule contributed to the violations. Still, the suspension timeline conveniently ends just months before the highly anticipated UFC White House event on June 14, 2026, potentially setting the stage for McGregor's long-awaited return to the octagon. Move on to another news. Petr Yan has officially accepted Merab Dvalishvili's call-out for a fight in December, setting up a potential rematch that has the MMA world buzzing. Yan responded to the champion's offer to step back into the octagon just 2 months after Merab's dominant victory over Corey Sandhagen. The former champion claims he was operating at only 50% during their first encounter, a fight in which Merab completely overwhelmed him for 5 grueling rounds. Now Yan is determined to earn redemption and prove that the outcome will be different this time. Merab Dvalishvili, meanwhile, continues to build one of the most impressive resumes in UFC bantamweight history. history. The reigning champion is on a mission to extend his title defenses to 4, which would place him ahead of legendary names like Dominic Cruz and Aljamain Sterling. His relentless pace and unmatched cardio have made him one of the most feared champions in the sport. Merab has already beaten multiple top contenders and appears to be lapping the division, proving why many consider him one of the most relentless and durable champions the UFC has ever seen. There's also growing talk of a potential super fight between Merab Dvalishvili and Alexander Volkanovski, a matchup that has fans and analysts alike extremely intrigued. Even Merab's coach has expressed excitement about the idea, recognizing the historic significance such a fight could bring. However, Merab himself has downplayed the rumors, stating that Volkanovski is just too good and emphasizing his desire to continue defending his bantamweight belt rather than chasing fights in higher division. He also mentioned that his close friend Aljamain Sterling is now focused on the featherweight division, making it more logical for him to remain dominant at bantamweight. Merab has an ambitious goal: to break the record for the most title defenses within a single calendar year. So far, only 8 fighters in UFC history have managed to defend their belts 3 times in 1 year. Merab aims to be the first to do it 4 times. The final opportunity to achieve that milestone would be at UFC 323, expected to take place on December 10. According to insiders, if everything aligns with the UFC's schedule and Merab stays injury-free, the fight is entirely possible. Petrian, now motivated and healthy, says he's been waiting for this exact opportunity. "I'm ready to fight in December," Yan declared confidently. Move on to another news. Ilia Topuria has officially confirmed that his next fight will be against Paddy Pimblett, and he's already revealed key details of a private conversation he had with UFC President Dana White about making it happen. During an interview with Setanta Sports Georgia, Topuria, also known as El Matador, finally addressed the long-awaited matchup, making it clear that this isn't just another fight, it's personal. Topuria explained that the rivalry between him and Pimblett runs much deeper than competition inside the octagon. The tension dates back to harsh comments Paddy made about the Georgian tragedy in 2008, remarks that Topuria says he'll never forgive or forget. "Those words will always stay with me," Topuria stated firmly. "This fight isn't just business. It's about respect, about setting things right." His tone throughout the interview was fiery and focused, reflecting his determination to settle this grudge once and for all. When asked about Dana White's reaction, Topuria revealed that the UFC president is fully on board. According to Ilia, Dana was enthusiastic about the idea and understood just how much fan interest this rivalry has generated. Topuria hinted that the fight could take place at a major event later this year, with rumors suggesting it may headline a card in Europe to capitalize on the international fan base both fighters have built. Topuria, who recently delivered a stunning knockout victory over Charles Oliveira, a win that shook the MMA world and elevated him into superstar territory, is now laser-focused on Paddy Pimblett. He promised fans that his performance against Paddy will be even more devastating, claiming he intends to finish the British fighter in brutal fashion. Confident as ever, Topuria said that Pimblett has talked his way into a war he can't survive. "This time there's no running, no excuses," he added. "He disrespected my people, and now he has to face me inside the cage." This grudge match has been brewing for years, fueled by social media insults, press conference clashes, and cultural tension. Both fighters have massive fan followings. Paddy with his loud charisma and UK support, and Ilia with his explosive fighting style and proud Georgian Spanish identity. The emotional intensity surrounding this fight makes it one of the most anticipated showdowns in the UFC's upcoming schedule. Move on to another news. Arman Tsarukyan has officially revealed his game plan for his highly anticipated fight against Dan Hooker, and he's making no effort to hide it. During his recent appearance on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, the top lightweight contender sent a direct and confident message to his opponent. "Tell him to train how to defend wrestling, because I'm going to wrestle him for the full 25 minutes. Tsarukyan, known for his relentless pressure and world-class grappling, made it clear that his strategy will revolve around controlling the fight with dominant wrestling. Despite joking about a potential knockout earlier in the interview, he emphasized that his core plan is to impose his pace and make Hooker feel every second of the 5-round battle. "You never know what can happen in a fight," Tsarukyan said with a smirk. "I can be tricky, maybe I'll mix in some striking too, but he needs to worry about my wrestling. That's the main thing." When asked whether this approach signals a shift from his usual all-action style, Arman explained that the key to victory lies in discipline and execution. "It's not about going wild," he said. "It's about making him uncomfortable, forcing him to defend, and breaking him mentally. That's what I'm planning to do for 25 minutes straight." But Tsarukyan's ambitions go far beyond this upcoming fight. Confident in his preparation and his path toward UFC gold, he revealed that he already has his sights set on Ilia Topuria, the reigning featherweight champion who has recently teased a move up in weight. "After I beat Dan Hooker, I'll make a statement in Qatar," Sarukian declared. "Then I'll call out Ilia Topuria and fight him for the title early next year, maybe in January or February." Arman's statement shows that he's thinking ahead, not just about this bout, but about securing his place among the elite champions in the sport. A win over Hooker, a veteran known for his toughness and experience, could serve as the perfect setup for a blockbuster crossover fight between two of the UFC's most dynamic young stars. Sarukian also expressed admiration for Topuria's recent performances, but insisted that the Georgian-Spanish fighter hasn't faced anyone with his level of wrestling or pace. "Ilia is a good fighter, strong, fast, confident, but he's never fought someone like me. When we fight, it's going to be a real test for him," he added. Move on to another news. Chael Sonnen has once again ignited excitement across the MMA community with a bold prediction, suggesting that Jon Jones could face Alex Pereira in 2026 for the light heavyweight title. After Pereira's dominant victory at UFC 320, where he reinforced his status as one of the sport's most dangerous strikers, the Brazilian expressed his desire to face Jones in a heavyweight super fight at the highly anticipated UFC White House event next year. While many question whether this blockbuster matchup could happen, especially without a belt involved, Sonnen believes he's found the perfect solution. Speaking on the latest episode of Good Guy, Bad Guy with Daniel Cormier, Sonnen confidently explained his vision. "You see, told you all week, Daniel. I don't think Jon Jones returns against Tom Aspinall. I think he comes back for Alex Pereira, and it doesn't even matter if Pereira wins or loses. He's already a massive star. That fight is special for so many reasons." Sonnen elaborated on why this matchup makes more sense than any other for Jones, both competitively and psychologically. "Jon isn't just any fighter," he said. "He's not someone who fights for fun. He needs motivation, a challenge that excites him, and Alex provides that. The danger, the power, the mystique, it's all there." During the discussion, Sonnen recalled a conversation he and Cormier had with UFC President Dana White, who expressed concern about the size difference. "Dana told us size matters," Sonnen explained. "But now that we're not talking about Aspinall, and instead about Jon Jones, who's only slightly heavier than Pereira, the situation changes entirely." Then came Sonnen's hot take of the day. "If I'm Jon Jones and I see the buzz around Pereira, I can fix the no title issue instantly. I just say, I'll fight you, but let's do it for a world title. I'll see you at 205 pounds. According to Sonnen, such a scenario would make the fight one of the biggest events in UFC history. If Jones moves back down and challenges Pereira for his belt, it's not just a comeback, it's about legacy. Two legends from different eras, colliding in the division that made Jon a superstar and turned Pereira into a two-division monster. Move on to another news. Cory Sandhagen has spoken out following his recent loss to Merab Dvalishvili, and despite the setback, he remains confident in his ability to one day capture UFC gold. In a heartfelt message to his fans and supporters, Sandhagen expressed gratitude for those who have stood by him throughout his career. "What's up, guys? I just want to say thank you to everyone who continues to support me. The people in my life who make a big difference and help me keep doing what I love." Reflecting on the fight, Sandhagen admitted he had already rewatched the bout, unable to sleep as he replayed the moments in his head. "I watched the fight last night, and honestly, it's an absolutely winnable fight. I just need to avoid almost getting knocked out in the second round," he admitted with a hint of humor and humility. He went on to give credit to Merab Dvalishvili for his performance. "Congrats to Merab for almost doing exactly what he said he was going to do, but not quite. Good on him. He's a great face for the division, and I'm proud of that guy," Sandhagen. Despite the loss, his belief in his own potential remains unshaken. "I absolutely still believe in myself. I know I have what it takes to become champion," he emphasized. Sandhagen closed his statement on a positive and self-assured note, saying, "Believing in yourself is part of the job. No matter what, I'll never stop thinking that I'm going to touch gold. That dream isn't over." With calm confidence and respect for his opponent, Cory Sandhagen made it clear that one defeat won't define him. For him, this isn't the end. It's just another step on his journey toward becoming UFC champion.